Sorry about that. I was muted. Hey everybody. This is Charlie. We're gonna be starting in a few minutes. I'm gonna be joined by Alex. And before we start a review, I gotta give you the warning, guys. Ever since we're talking about Jackass, it's fitting I get to do a warning. Warning: the content being discussed in this review contains talk of nut shots and some graphic male nudity. So viewer discretion is advised. And also, this will be a spoiler review. So if you have not seen this movie, watch the movie first and then join us for the review, or watch it later on. All right, with that out of the way, so sit back and enjoy our review of Jackass Forever. Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to Jackass. Just kidding, we're not actually doing Jackass Forever, but welcome to the show. Tonight, I am joined by Alex and Jude. Thanks for joining me, Alex.
How's everyone doing? Good to be here again, ready to get into this. I loved this movie so much.
And if anybody has not known what we're reviewing Jackass Forever. So I just want to get initial thoughts. This movie was great. If you're looking for a brief an hour and a half movie where you just sit there, cry laughing, you cringe, like you're like, no, are they really about to do this? And then you laugh.
Lots of cringe.
Lots of cringe.
Lots
of brutality to the nuts. I will say that. But
it wouldn't be Jackass without doing harm to the genitals.
No. Hence the warning that there's going to be a lot of talk about nut shots. And speaking of that, I saw Chris Pontius had the out of any male actor, most male nudity. He's like that. I saw a stat or something like that, and he's like, okay, wow, he's going full on there. Then again, he did pose for Playgirl magazine in the 90s series.
Did he?
Yeah, there was a photo shoot that he did when he tried out for Playgirl magazine. He didn't get it, but he took they did photos and everything. That was an actual stunt they did on the 90s in the series, not the movies. But yeah, I was like, Chris Pontius, keep doing your thing, man. No matter how old
doing your thing, it's working. He's like, people are gonna see my penis one way or another.
Yeah. I mean, I love this movie. It was great. It like, in terms of stunts, it was. I've seen the other movies were better in stunts, but this movie's not bad. It is not bad at all. And for a budget of only $10 million to make over like 30 opening weekend, like, these movies can make profit. But yeah, I love this movie. I laughed, I cried, I cringed, and I laughed some more. And that's what we needed right now. We really needed this movie.
Honestly, it was just really nostalgic seeing most of the old gang come back. So I was so happy to see it. I'm surprised, like, all of you aren't dead already, just from all the injuries and the things you suffered over the years. But it was super awesome seeing them again. And it was kind of like watching a Jackass movie is like just going to the depths of YouTube and watching like those fail compilations, but done by professionals. It is just so much fun. Like, I was in a bad mood that day already, but going into it, I was cured. It's just instant happiness. If you're into people being like brutally messed up in stunts, which unfortunately I am, what does that say about me? I don't know, but I thought it was funny.
I mean, I agree. It was great seeing these guys back, because when I found out there's another Jackass, like, wait, what? There's another Jackass movie? You're kidding me? This was my childhood. When this show started, I loved watching the show. Like, for me, I even though I said, please do not try this at home, I really wanted to do shopping carts. That was like, I really wanted to do shopping carts. I loved the show as that, and then when they made movies and they just did more of a big complication of the stunts. Like, I mean, just to be able to see movie forms of this and see these guys doing, and then I got to give a shout out. it was great seeing the old vets back, but it was nice seeing the nice young talent or young
Them young folks come in.
yes, those young people that were like that immediately loved Jackass and they wanted to do that stuff themselves. Like they were like they're probably the ones that sent in the stuff to MTV. Hey, here's me doing this. And they probably were the reasons the show got canceled. But that's enough of us talking about it. Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Well, we gotta start with the opening. Oh my god, the opening! Like, oh,
That took me a second. I was just like, oh, it's a giant dinosaur. Why does it look so weird? It took me a couple of seconds to realize it was Chris Pontius's penis. And I'm like, oh god.
I mean,
Like right away, penis. I'm like, yep,
yeah.
there's
mean,
we're in a Jackass movie.
I mean, it had to do that way. It had to start out with that because I know I was like, I knew something was gonna be something that because they always go up, like they always go out like all in on the opening. And I was like, I knew something was gonna happen because they kept promoting the giant like an actual like mascot, and it was actually an inflatable, not Chris Pontius's dick. It was an inflatable of the Pontosaurus Rex. And you see, it's all like green colored or anything, and it was actually a blow up. It was like something that looked like on a parade, and I was like, okay. But once you realize when you see Pontius's face, you just knew that. I'm like, oh my god! And it was like that had a lot of hilarious moments. Like he had Jalen Ramsey like decking Danger Aaron.
I was just like, why does that guy look familiar?
I believe that was him. Old man Tony Hawk. He doesn't look old he was in that like in the opening. That scene was so funny and it was a great way to open up the movie. Like you know what you're gonna get if you don't like the opening. Just leave.
You gotta go at that point. That's enough warning. It was like, hey, this is the type of movie you're gonna get. And I started screaming when the was it Pontosaurus Rex like shot.
Yes.
Oh, like did he actually like do that?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Oh, it's them. It's the Jackass crew. They definitely had to. He definitely did it.
And I was not surprised that there was an animal involved because anytime Pontius does that in the past, when he's always played around with that, there's always an animal that bites it. Like once I saw it happen, I was like, oh.
I saw the turtle. I'm like, no, that's a biting turtle. No. And just how, I don't know, he must have like a indestructible penis or something because he's always doing something to it. And he doesn't really seem that freaked out. Like while the turtle was biting his penis, he was just like, like it was just funny. So I'm like, does that not hurt you? Probably at this point, there's no nerves in his penis anymore, so I don't think anything can hurt him.
I mean, I guess not. I mean, and I mean, I don't know, but man, like Pontius's middle probably took has probably taken a toll, like just from that in the Wild Boys show and all that stuff. Like they do a lot of extreme stuff, but hey, I guess they must have like permission from their doctors. They're probably like, why are you calling this time? Really? You're doing this?
What happened now?
What did you do now? But yeah, I mean, the opening definitely like sold you what this movie is going to be about, and it was pretty much a lot of emphasis on like a lot of nut shots, and then it leads into the next. That led us into the very first skit, the Dum Dum game.
I knew Johnny Knoxville was gonna just pull some shady shit on them. He was like, "Oh, wrong answer." He presses the wrong button and hits the Danger Aaron.
Yeah, anyway. I think it was that or Poopies, and that was one of the new people, Poopies. Okay, it's a great name. It's funny. So some like how it works. It's so essentially like you have Danger Aaron, Wee Man, and Poopies, and they have to answer trivia questions like fourth graders. So if you get the question wrong, you see this giant mechanism that has a sandal on it, and you're wondering why are they just in their underwear? Oh yeah, it hits your nuts if you get the question wrong. like instantly, like right there. So the hard part is figuring out is not if they get the game is actually required to answer fourth grade level questions. If they answer correctly, their genitals are safe. If not, they are smacked harder than Robin in the Batman meme. You can guess what happens.
Uh, there must have been a bounty on testicles in this movie because they were just going crazy with them. And this one, I think at one point you just see Danger Aaron just like shaking while he's standing over, and
Yeah,
I'm like, yep, that would be me. Like,
I mean,
like
MVP of the movie for me. MVP Danger Aaron, like he took a beating.
he was getting all of it,
Yeah,
and I'm
my
just like,
second. Yeah, my
I
runner
was
up
like,
would
he
be
can
Danger.
retire now. He doesn't have to do it. God forbid they do a fifth one because they're too old for it. But he needs a break. He
I can see them doing a fifth one. More so of them behind the scenes. This, kind of like because Rab himself, he's a cameraman now because he's a former like a friend of Bam, and like they're showing like he's one of the cameramen on the crew. So I'm pretty sure like the guys, even though if they're not doing it, they'll probably be the ones like taser like Knoxville. Hey, I have to kind of like with Jeff Tremaine. He's getting like he can taser like crazy. I have to save you, and he's tasering him like it's just like the taser man. But it was just yeah. I mean, but yeah, the Dum Dum game that was a nice little like okay. There's no graphic nudity, but we're getting right into nut shots.
we're all right. Good start. Good
Yeah.
start. We're
All right.
hitting.
I don't know. These are just gonna be out of order. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I'm trying to figure out what the next one they did was. I think it might have been. Um,
Wasn't the
I think
slide?
I think it was the slide. Again, it's been a while since we've seen this movie, so if we get everything out of order, it's fine. We're gonna talk about all the stuff, but I think it was that slide stuff about and
It's mostly
and
the
that was
new guys on it.
yeah. Let me get the list of the new guys. You can start talking about that one, Alex.
Yeah, so there basically is just a giant slip and slide going down this dirt hill that launches you in the air. And what do they land on? Well, naturally, dirt, dirt and rocks. Nothing to break their fall. It's oh, but it was like mostly the new cast members, the young folk going in doing this, kind of going through the initiation of being a part of Jackass. And
Yeah.
that didn't they jump into cactus at one
Yeah, that
point?
was Zach.
Zach,
Zach Holmes. He did it later on. It was definitely him jumping into that.
he
Um,
I liked Zach. He Zach Attack. That's what they called him. He was my
yeah,
favorite. He really took air, especially when what's the Jasper got on his
yes.
back and was trying to ride him down.
It
Uh,
was, I believe it was Eric. I think was one of the new ones. I think it was Sean Poopies and McHenry, Zach Holmes, Jasper Dolphin, Rachel Wolfson. She was fantastic in this one. She was great. And she's the first female member of the Jackass crew.
that was
And
really cool.
Eric Manaka, I think I think that's how you pronounce it.
Monica.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I thought again, it's a Jackass movie. You got to have a slide of some reason, like some sort. You got to have a slide because all the stuff that they did with the slide stuff that was actually kind of fun and didn't look dangerous.
Yeah,
So
it looks very painful, but compared to everything else, like every time I watch a Jackass movie, there's always like one skit where I could be like, if I had to do a skit, it would be that one.
yeah,
And the slide one is the one that I would do. I wouldn't enjoy it, but if I had to, that would be my pick.
oh yeah, I forgot one. I think it was actually before the Dum Dum game. It was the human ramp when it was like the three of them were like piled up. Yeah, that one was pretty funny how they did
That was
that. And,
funny.
yeah, it was that I forgot about that. And then I think whoever was sat on top was always the one that got hurt or whatever. Again, I don't remember it that much, but because I was laughing so hard. So like, and when I watch it again, and don't know, I'm watching this again. But I think the one we need to get into is probably for me my favorite stunt or skit they did. And this one's called Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yes. Yes, that one.
So if you're wondering what the heck is Silence of the Lambs, it's the movie that the hit movie that stars Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins about Hannibal Lecter and Clarice Starling, and it also had the infamous sequence by Buffalo Bill, him dancing to "Goodbye Horses." Okay, it's that, and it's also the name of this stunt they did. So ideally, here's what they're told. This is where it starts. Performers are brought into a room with Knoxville and a large poisonous snake. They are told their peanut gallery for a stunt involving Knoxville and said reptile. When the gallery is then distracted, Knoxville switches out the snake with a fake, shuts the doors, cuts the room's lights, and screams, "Welcome to hell." The performers believe they're in dark with a deadly beast. Chaos ensues. And oh yeah, like when like Knoxville tells you the stunt straight up, and they always do this. They always like trick them. And when you see the snake, you're like, oh hell no, oh no. And then Knoxville then tells us about like, okay, we're gonna trick them. We're going in a room. We're turning the lights off. The only one that's got night vision, and then you're wondering why is Pontius wearing a woman's robe or whatever, and not when Knoxville turns out the light, goes, "Welcome to hell." That's exactly what it is. This, oh my god, this was the funniest thing. I was crying. I was laughing. So it was so random, yet it was so funny.
I just love it when they mess with each other so much. And he's just pitch black, so they can't see. Of course, Johnny Knoxville has the night vision goggles, and they're not even doing too much to it. They're like just poking them with they have cattle prods.
I think it was cattle prod.
And they played the snake sound, so they thought the snake got loose. It's like, be careful.
The bucket. Hey. They knocked over the container that they think the snake is because they didn't tell them it's a fake. So this is all shot for night vision goggles, and you're wondering, oh my god, is that Pontius? Pontius is doing the Buffalo Bill impersonation in the background. He's dancing like nothing's going on. Everybody's scared. Like Danger Aaron's like, no, screw you. I don't trust you. I'm hiding out right here. I'm not moving.
And then he was hiding under a table. Like, whoa, get away from me.
He's hiding under the table, not doing anything, and they're prodding him. He sees doors. Well, screw you! I'm getting out, and you think it's safe? No, boom! Pots and pans are right there, and they're running into the pots and pans.
Oh, that killed me the most, especially when like they made the snake sound, so Zach was freaking out, and Johnny Knoxville like pinched him. He was like, "Oh, dude, I was just freaking bit. And then Johnny's like, "Hold on, guys, prank's over. We got to get him some medical attention." He got bit and led him into the room with the pots and pans. And
and then the tables that they're touching were like have like mouse traps or whatever.
Mouse traps and thumbtacks. And he was like, "Oh, damn it!" He's climbing over. I was crying at that part. I couldn't breathe.
I mean, a lot of this is you guys got to experience this for yourself. It's a spoiler review, but us talking about it isn't doing it justice. You gotta watch this and witness pure hell that these guys went through when they thought the snake was released, this poisonous snake, and everybody's like, "Oh heck no, I'm out!" Like I'm out. Like and then it's just and it's funny to see like when you see all the complication of the sketches and you get to see the different hairstyle of Johnny Knoxville. Like when you see the image of him, like him with dark black hair and him laughing at Wee Man, and it's like when Wee Man's like, "You're not about to do anything to us." Like, no. And he's like in that. And also the other funny moment too is when they did the human ramp. Knoxville was like, "Oh, Knoxville's got a blind, like at a bald spot." So somebody comes over and sprays him. Yeah. And then he runs and starts to like go after Jeff Tremaine. "I gotta save you," and taser him. Like it's just like
poor Jeff Tremaine. He's just a regular camera guy who just keeps getting brought into the movies because he keeps vomiting everything they do.
No, I think Jeff was the one that had the strong. So I think it was their cameraman that didn't. And I forgot, like, there's so many moments where he was
the cameraman. Sorry, the cameraman. Jeff Tremaine's the director.
Like, because there used to be Rick. It used to be Rick Young, but I think it's somebody else or whatever. But him, like, I think whatever they did, I forgot which one. We'll get into it. I think that definitely one of the cringe ones for me was the Beehive with Steve-O. Yeah, that one
Ooh.
was yeah. That was kind of hard to watch. That was like I was like no, we're like everybody in the theater I was in was like not many people. We're like screaming, no, no, he's not, no, oh,
They're on his penis once again. Penis just
penis.
covered in bees, and I am terrified of bees. So just like watching that was just like one of my worst nightmares. Like, oh my god, it was like I freak out with just one bee. Like
Yeah,
I couldn't even imagine just being around a swarm. Like no, I
yeah.
had that was one of the skits I had to look away from because it.
I mean, when they kept zooming in on Steve-O's middle, and I was like, no, oh, no, 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 no. Like, I mean, like when you keep seeing the bees, I'm pretty sure all of us had the reaction Nicolas Cage from The Wicker Man. No, not the bees, not
Not
the
the
bees,
bees.
not the
Ah.
bees. Like, yeah, it's like so. Essentially, this movie this sequence, a queen bee is placed on a naked Steve-O's penis. Then a hive of bees protecting their queen descend upon his genitalia and proceed to sting instantly. To director Jeff Remain's credit, the entire affair plays as much like a body horror as not. Most of the crew are caught between awe and alarm. There is no underscoring to heighten or dull the momentous sense of dread, only inflicting shot of Steve is covered in so many members of the B family that nothing makes sense anymore. Sometimes you laugh to keep from crying. The B sequence is the rare moment where you laugh to keep yourself from shrieking a pit in your soul. Nick Cage is vindicated. That was just from the article we're getting that, but and it was also too just the randomness, like I think like Poopies was like picking his nose or something. He did something, and then the bee immediately attacked him or whatever, and it's just like
Ah. Like totally my reaction was just one beat. I'm like flinching, I'm diving out the way. I would take off down the
yeah,
street if a bee comes near me. So yeah, that's oh my god, this skit gave me nightmares. I can't do
yeah,
bees.
that was a tough one to watch. And then they like, and again, there's also random moments in the movie, like mixed in, like where it's not a skit. So I think what like there's a lot of these funny moments. Like again, anytime Eric Andre, I'm a huge fan of his because I love his show on the Cartoon Network or Adult Swim, the Eric Andre show, where essentially he does this. He's like Jackass, but more extreme and not as to the degree Jackass. Like he will literally put his hand in a blender and turn it on. He's like Impractical Jokers, but at it like and like by the intensity level and extremeness added to 11. Like trying to get the people to react that. So Eric Andre's perfect that, and he did a movie last year on Netflix called Bad Trip, which I highly recommend, and it's like Jeff Tremaine worked on that movie too. So Eric Andre randomly shows up and there's a couple of these sketches that they do. And I think the funniest one is just the random is like he knew something was gonna happen. Like he's getting a coffee and the girl asks for like he's like, can I get a selfie with you? And this giant like whatever the heck this pinwheel comes out and whacks Eric in the face. And Eric knew it was happening. And Knoxville was like, what'd you guys do to Eric? Like
He was like, I knew something was up when she asked for my picture, but
yeah, I mean
because can someone actually get him a coffee?
yeah, like
And then
yeah,
it did it again.
and then this it was the poopies and it was the instead of near the face is near the middle, but the other random ones that we had like Knoxville's got got one of those fast pitching machines, and or no, he's got a slingshot or whatever, and he's pointed to a trailer, so that's somebody's trailer. He waits for somebody to come out, whams, like the ball like smacks in their face. Like it's just the random moments at like they're like a little calm before the storm for the next sketch. Like it's just the scene, the behind the scenes of this these guys refing on each other. Like the funniest one was Jeff Tremaine's like, if these guys really think it's safe to go to the bathroom in these movies, and we've done so many of these movies plus the show, these guys are really dumber than I thought. And you see Steve, I think they're eating burritos or something that makes you have to go to the bathroom, and Steve goes in the porta potty, blows up, like inflammation blows up.
He's just sitting there like, oh.
I was just gonna, I just had to go to the bathroom.
I was trying to take a shit. What happened?
Or the guy's like riding a bike and he thinks like this is an actual ramp, but no, or these crashes right into this giant cutout of the ramp, and then everybody's like laughing at him, or him riding a bike and this guy's wearing a giant fist, like a fist costume like this, and he just comes out and like when he jumps and attacks the guy, it's like he's punching him in the face, but it's just a costume, like it's just the
Those pranks are my favorite. Like I would watch a whole movie of just them just messing with each other. And could you imagine? Like I remember watching one behind the scenes from one of the previous movies, and like they're talking about how lightweight stressful it is working on the set of Jackass because it's just all day, every day. They're just messing with each other. I'm
shaver.
like, I couldn't imagine just being like a dude in catering or
Mm-hmm.
something, and then I get tased out of nowhere, you know, or a giant fist comes running at me and punch. like, I would be so stressed out, but it's so much fun to watch.
Oh yeah, like these things like you don't know like in the original movies like they had the shaver, and when they're playing the horror music when Knox was coming up behind you with the shaver and you're like like and you see part of their head get the part of their hair gets cut off of their head, and it's just like the randomness of it is just absolutely hysterical. Like it's just that. I mean, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff was just so funny. I'm trying to figure out the next one. I think there was one that I live on was like the musical airbag chairs. That was funny. That was so funny, and I felt so bad for Wee Man because he got the worst of it,
he went he
and he
went
landed right
flying
on
backwards.
on the metal on the where the
Right.
air. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And so Rob Deerdick, he showed up on this one. And he's like, "Hey, not so. How many rounds are we doing this? You guys are only going to do this once." And they're playing musical and they're going around. Everybody's sitting. It's quiet for a second. We're gonna go again because
Go again.
they're being told only one seat doesn't have an airbag. Every all the other seats have an airbag. So they're playing musical chairs and they sit for a second time. Nothing. Knox was like, all right, one more time. They all sit. It's silent. Then they go off and they all just go flying.
They all go off. Except Wee Man. He goes backwards right onto the metal that's like causing the
The
airbags to
airbags
go
can
off.
go off, yeah.
He went so high up in the air. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wee Man's the goat.
Yeah, Wee Man. So I'm just gonna go through from the site, right, and then we can cover that. And like one of the ones, one of the ones where Rachel really shined was the Scorpion Botox, and this is where Eric was a part of the thing. So essentially, it's pretty much as you sound it is. Everybody's getting Botox surgery, and they inject you with a needle and like that, and you want the puffiness in your mouth. Well, Rachel, she's getting it this time because she doesn't have that money. That she said, "Well, I don't have the money to pay for it, so I'm just doing this, like the setup or whatever." And you see everybody's wearing doctor outfits or whatever. So it's Pontius and Eric Andre. They're two ones that. So she's trying to get the Scorpion to puncture her lip, so this gets all puffy. Hence Botox. So Chris Pontius is holding the Scorpion, and he's like trying to get it closer to that, and Eric is like he's pissing off the Scorpion for it to bite her, and just hearing Eric yell, it's okay, trust us, we're doctors." Reminds me of a skit he did in the Eric Andre show where he's wearing this black suit or whatever, and he's going up to people and he's got like a computer like keyboard attached to me. Wait, ma'am, I need to check you for I need a picture of you naked because I need to check you to see if you have cancer or whatever, ma'am. You need to trust me. I'm from Google. That's very much what she goes. But him young, it's okay. You need to trust us. We're doctors. And his Eric just like tapping on the back of the Scorpion just to bite her, and
It
it's
was
just
just getting her everywhere else
but
except the lip. Only got her in the lip like a couple of times. That was just
yeah. I mean, it was a cringeworthy moment, but it It's not as cringy as the other ones. I mean, it's still like when you're like seeing them, like see anything animal related is always cringeworthy. But
It's like,
if
oh
you don't
no.
know what the Jackass crew is gonna do, then like, I mean, even
Scorpions are basically spiders on steroids, or spiders with weapons,
spiders with tails.
with tails and knives. Huh?
Yeah,
They use the pinchers too, right?
yeah,
I'm,
I
su-
think they used
I'm
it.
pretty sure they do. I'm
Yeah,
just surprised the scorpion also didn't like get at her with its claws. It was just
yeah.
jumping her with the tail. I was like,
I
oh,
mean, it was funny because it's just funny to see everybody react. I mean, the reaction's the best part, and it's cringeworthy, but it's not as cringy as the B one that we talked about. I mean, it's still pretty cringy, but so that was that one. Again, a lot of this you guys have to like. It's like we're just describing it, seeing it, and describing it. Two separate things. Like when we talked about A Silence of the Lambs, you have to watch it to experience the greatness of that skit. So the next one was again, none of this is in order. I'm just going in order of the of this, and then we can go in other details later on. This one, the next one was called Cold Brew. Oh yeah, so we talked about the Cold Brew one a little bit earlier on. About the giant like airbag thing that hits Eric. So he was getting punched by a coffee truck, and so the other one was bicycle backhand. And this was a funny one. This is a Machine Gun Kelly and Steve-O. And so essentially they're on bikes and you see this giant hand. If you're wondering, hey, I've seen that giant hand before, yeah, because they did it in Jackass 3. High five! Like when the giant hand comes and smacks them in the face or whatever, when they're carrying chili or whatever.
he was like, I was wondering why did people have me carry soup?
Yeah, like poor Dunn, like and like we'll get to him in a bit. They did a nice tribute to him at the end, which was it was great. It was a great tribute. But essentially, so Steve-O and Machine Gun Kelly are on these bikes. So essentially, they have to like it's an exercise bike. You have to like outpace your opponent to right. And then when like the faster you go, the further back your opponent's hand goes. And once it gets into a certain position, whoosh, whacks you into the pool. Poor Steve-O, before the feint even started, Knoxville accidentally presses the button for Steve-O. He gets knocked into the pool and the feint didn't even start yet.
that's that stuff I love so much. He's like, oh, quick demonstration.
Yeah.
And Steve-O always just looks so amazed, like shocked that happened. Like, what was that? Like, come on. You had to have known that was gonna happen. Oh,
It's
I love
great
this
though.
one.
I mean, this was a great one. This is so funny. And then see, Steve-O's like, you may be younger than me, but I'm gonna outpace your ass, bitch, or something along those lines. He's like Steve-O was ready to go. Like he was determined to knock in that water. And Machine Gun Kelly's reaction, I thought Steve-O's hand was my hand. He didn't see the hands. Like he missed it. And then Johnny was like, we told you the rules. We told you what was gonna happen.
He got sent flying. He's like, you said it wasn't gonna feel like anything. Oh my god. That probably hurts though.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised they didn't have like a busted face or something. That hand was pretty thick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great one. I mean, I think this one I thought was like really funny. He's like, in the last few movies, Knoxville's been dressing up as an old man, Irving Zeshman. Well, this next skit is called Furniture Shopping. So, gang truly is all here, and even Bad Cramp, for those who don't know Bad Cramp, whatever, it was a funny movie, but I don't think it was needed. So essentially, Rachel Wolfson and Zach, they're in an old man Knoxville, and the prosthetics and everything. They're going into a furniture store. Zach's supposedly a worker on top of like one of those
Scaffolding?
I think a scaffolding thing or something like that.
The thing
Anyway, Rachel is not in the scene at all, and Knoxville's just looking down there, and he's looking at furniture. Hence, they're going furniture shopping. And you see all these unexpected employees there, and they're like, "What's going on?" So Knoxville decides to like lay on this kind of looking You know those fiends like when you're outside in the pool, these giant fiends where when you have somebody lay on one end, and you see another guy like is about to jump on top of the thing, and the other guy the guy sitting there goes flying. Well, that's exactly what we have here in a department store, in a furniture store. Knoxville's sitting there. Oh, this is nice and comfy. Zach falls. Whoops. He falls on top of the thing. Knoxville goes flying into the ceiling. Like you can't even see him on the screen. Like he's up. He gets so much air in this
Oh,
department store.
oh, I love the instant replay. You can just see him going right through the ceiling. And I was like, oh, everything is coming down. That was incredible. I
Yes.
loved it. You
It
think the
was in
staff was like confused, like, why is this big inflatable thing here? And their manager's like, don't touch it. It's fine.
yeah. Like I mean, it was in the trailer. So if you seen the trailer, this one was in the trailer. But has just seen it like without any like speed up motion. You just see him just go flying, and then Rachel, who plays the his like his niece. Oh my god, what happened? This worker here, this worker did it to me, and he's pointing at he was pointing at Zach. I'm like, wait, what?
Uh, yeah, that was a great one.
That
I
was
love it when they're pranking the public, and
yes.
that's like one of my few cons about this movie is that there wasn't a lot of that, which
Mhm.
I also understand because we're in the middle of a pandemic. It can't be around that many people, but I still would have liked to have seen more.
Yeah, I do too. I think we got that with the Bad Trip movie because that was all public. All the stuff that they did, the stunts that to make the people react, like Eric getting raped by a gorilla, full on raped. Like I think they did enough to the public. So I think like let's take a step back because that's
The
the
public needs a break from some pranks.
like yeah. I mean like again, see Bad Trip. If you're wondering what I just said, yes, that happened. Eric actually gets full on leoed by a gorilla. And it's so cringeworthy, yet you can't look
Oh my
away. It's like the
god!
scene in Clerks 2, the donkey scene. I'm
Oh,
disgusted and repulsed, but yet I can't look away. Like what Rosario quoted in Clerks 2, like the interspecies erotica or whatever. So I mean, again, but yeah, that scene alone is like made me cry the most in Bad Trip. But this one was hilarious, but I think I can understand why they didn't do a lot of public because they had a lot of stuff. But then again, there's Jackass 4.5, so there might be a lot of more stuff, which is
yeah.
supposed to be on Netflix according to Pontius. I don't know when. I'll watch it. I need more Jackass. This next
I'll
one was
watch.
kind of disgusting. This was the pig semen.
Oh yeah.
Poor
Oh,
Dane, poor Aaron, like not Aaron. Uh, crap.
I know.
Dave
I know.
England. Dave
Thank you,
England. Yes,
England.
the guy that likes pooping everywhere.
Yeah.
We'll get
Oh,
into that part next, but yeah, this was funny. Like you knew it was happening, and then yet why am I dressed all fancy? And you told me to play on a piano or just for a photo shoot, and then the randomness of it, like it was like it didn't happen right away. You saw them do it, doing whatever they're doing, and then it didn't get brought. So it was catching you off guard, and it caught me off guard. I knew like they did it. Then they did a couple sketches. Then they went right back to it. And I'm like, oh, okay,
I as soon
yeah,
as they showed the thing full of pig semen, I was like, please don't drink it. Please
yeah.
don't drink. For the love of God, don't drink. And Chris Pontius immediately. Whoop. I'm
Because
like,
that's funny.
oh no.
He knows how to party. What can you say? He's party boy. I
Uh,
know.
he's like, the horse semen was better. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, and then when they just douse Dave with it, just sitting there for an interview and just drenched.
Yeah,
And then it showed it in slow motion. And you just see a bunch going in his mouth. I'm like,
yeah. That was
oh,
gross. I remember the quote Pontius says, "Plan to fail, expect to fail or whatever. I forgot the exact quote, but just Pontius is having a good time. Pontius seemed to be one of the guys that was having a great time doing this movie, and it was great. Pontius is great. Like the one thing I wished he would have done was Party Boy, which is always my favorite like stunt they do. Is like essentially a quick sum like what Party Boy is. It's essentially like on the skit, he's working out, and essentially he goes into the department store. He's a stripper. He's a stripper in a department store, and he goes, "Hey, you like this song? It makes me feel like partying. You like partying right now." He takes everything off, and he starts like gyrating in the store. He's even now going outside gyrating, and then they turn the music off. But I'm Party Boy. He needs a party. He's like, no.
No, you need to leave. I'm gonna be honest. I always wanted to perform a Party Boy at least once. It's on my bucket list. Like sometime before my time on Earth is complete, I will have done Party Boy. Just I like this song. Just I'll have the rip away pants.
Yeah.
I have some pants with the buttons on the side, so I think if I can rip them off hard enough, I can do it. But one day,
could be for our OnlyFans account.
Yes.
No, we don't have
Movie Lovers Unite on OnlyFans. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're in for a great movie review. I really liked this movie. We would make some money. We should actually consider that.
Yeah, I'm out. Nope.
Well, like, at least give it one try. One video, Charlie.
But no, and anyone's wondering, no, we do not have an OnlyFans account.
Yet.
Sure, yet.
It's in the developmental stages.
But yeah, moving on from that one, we got the next one was the like marching band. This was a funny one because this brought me back to the old days of Jackass, and they did a stunt called the treadmill. It was Bam, Ryan Dunn, I think Brandon DiCamilla, like all of them were like it's like this is the treadmill. We're gonna hurt the treadmill, and the treadmill is gonna hurt us. They weren't wearing anything. They didn't have any marching band gear or anything. They just, was like doing stupid stuff on it, like running on it really fast with some guys throwing luggage on there for him to dodge. Or, hey, you want me to call Knoxville, see who wants to come? Like Bam gets on the phone, and it's like it's back when the phone still had wires to it. Like, and it's like so he gets on it. I think they're in a hotel and they're doing this, and he takes the phone and he rides it like he's on a slide. He goes plummeting into the side, and the phone like just completely breaks. Like in Knoxville, I think he broke his arms in this one. He's like, I'm gonna call Knoxville, see what's to come. Or Dunn's riding a bike or something or whatever. They're doing stuff to the treadmill at really high speeds, just being jackasses, literally. And that thing was so funny. Okay, imagine that. Bigger, this huge ass treadmill.
Huge.
And everybody's in a marching band. They're lining up as in the marching band, like they're about to jump off a cliff. They're all lining up all in order. They're playing really bad, terrible music. Like they're really bad at this. And that's the whole point is them not playing well. It's them on the treadmill. And life is like a march to death. Along the way, we find distractions, jobs, friends, jackass movies. This is what the article was saying about this. That give our shuffle meaning. Knoxville understands this. This journey to fame was rife with medics. Anyway, moving on. That's the hook of the marching band, which finds Knoxville, Steve-O, and yes, Bam Margera, because Bam Margera, if you're wondering, didn't he get fired? Yeah, he did. He's had some...
This is a mental.
He's had that. It's been gone downhill, unfortunately, because of Ryan Dunn's unfortunate passing. I mean, it's tragic, and I feel for him. I love Bam. I hope he's doing really well now. Like I really hope, and like it was nice seeing him.
Yeah, I hope he got the help.
I hope so. I'm really rooting for him because I liked him. I thought he was hysterical and all the stuff that they've done in Jackass and the Mila bands. But seeing him like briefly at the moment, like you can't tell, and you see him. Oh my god, that's Bam!
Yeah, I was just like, what is that? Bam? I thought it.
Yeah.
I got excited. I was like, Bam!
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Bam's back. Woo! He's only in this one, so he's like, whatever. Like, we're not here to discuss that, but I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping he gets the help, and I'm hoping
speedy recovery.
Yeah, I hope you have a nice recovery, Bam. We're rooting for you. So
Didn't
so
Johnny Knoxville
essentially,
like bust his head open on this one, the treadmill?
they actually got hurt from this one because I remember the report when they're filming Jackass. Steve-O and him got hurt. I forgot to the extent of like what they got hurt. So everybody's dressed in high school band clothes, heading towards the treadmill. They play their instruments poorly. They step up on the treadmill. Everyone is shot off closer to death. Nihilistic? Oh yeah, absolutely. But the unwavering way director Jeff Tremaine captures the exercise equipment violence and the actual harm which comes to Steve-O are also unwavering that they dip back into hilarity. In acting school, my classmates and I did an exercise where we had to cry, then laugh, then cry again. And it turns out the distance between this is minimum. That's what the marching band is like in a microcism. March on. But yeah, this is what the author of this article was saying. But yeah, that just seeing them, everybody knows what's happening. Everybody knows,
Just
you know,
gone.
they're gone off the screen instantly, and you see all of them like marching to their until the last one. And I think the truck, like when the instruments hit Steve-O, either hits Steve-O or hits Knoxville.
Yeah,
And
he
oh
was
man,
busted open. Blood was
yeah, I
coming
mean
out. I
it's
felt sorry for whoever had the tuba, who was carrying that giant thing and then getting launched with that. So I think that's what did it. So someone got hit with that tuba.
yeah,
That's at least 30 something pounds, right? Tuba.
huge,
It's
whatever.
big.
Not as big as the treadmill though, but I mean
No,
that was shot so well. Like you just see them go right off the screen instantly,
see him hit the
and then all of a
wall.
sudden you see the aftermath. And then I think it was just so funny, so funny yet you feel for them. I'm like, then again, you chose to do this. So weird, but they're doing it for our entertainment. What can I say? I got to give them
It's like
props.
you have to at a certain point you have to give them some respect because when they were doing this since they were teenagers, right? And
Yeah.
you know probably how many times they were told like, hey, you're not gonna get anywhere in life being stupid, but they went out and they did it. Now they're rich from it. And
Oh
so it's
yeah.
just and like for them to come back for this movie at their age, like in their 40s,
10 years
50s,
later,
and still doing it is just like I
I think it
respect
was
the game.
I think it was 11 or 10 years since the third one, and they're
Yeah.
still doing this. I think one I don't think was listed on here was the Knoxville getting shot out of the cannon when he's like with Icarus, and you see, and there's like, and if you've known us for now, you're probably expecting we're not wearing any underwear in this. Right, you are. Knoxville's actually wearing underwear, but Pontius, like he's just loving life, like full reign. Like I'm pretty sure he goes to nudist beaches like all the time. I don't know him, but that just seems like he just has a good time, just let it out there,
He's
literally.
comfortable being naked.
Yeah. And that was funny to see Knoxville like that. And everybody says, well, Knoxville's problem is he flew too close to the sun. And you see this makeshift thing, and he actually got some serious air, and he just went right to the
He
water.
got and dropped. Oh, that probably hurts. Like, oh.
Like face plants into water. Like you may think water might be nice and soft. Yeah, no.
But like even just getting shot out of a cannon, like just that sudden force just throwing you out. Like I can't even imagine what that must feel like.
No. I mean, but yeah, I don't think that was listed on here, but the next one on here was pretty cool because they've been trying to do this stunt for like years, and it was the exploding fart fire underwater. And then they show the highlight of them trying to do it back in Jackass 2, and they couldn't do it. I thought this was cool because it was nice seeing one of the guys that they brought on, the fire expert, Terry Bolecki, because I was a huge MythBusters fan. I love the MythBusters, and I forgot. Let me see the name. I don't know if I got his name right. Let's see. I can look it up here. It was Tori Bolecki. If you don't know, he was on the show MythBusters. He used to be like it was him, the late Grant Imahara, because Grant Imahara died. I think it was like a brain aneurysm a couple years ago. He was great at he was the tech guy. Like he's really good at making with wiring, electronics, stuff like that. I mean, I think he made like the first first Baby Yoda thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And I forgot the girl's name. So anyway, the three of them, they were like behind the scene. They did a lot of the behind the scenes, and yet they got their own segment on Mythbusters where they did a lot of the other cool stuff, like curving the bullet. They did a lot of stuff. Like, so it was nice seeing Tori Belleci back because I remember him. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He was the guy from Mythbusters. Like he was like, and then, but yeah, it was really nice seeing him back, and he was the guy that was in charge of them trying to finally do the one thing that they couldn't do, and is light your fart under fire. Like underwater, light a fart on fire. It
That
worked.
was, I was like, oh, that was gross. I was
Yeah,
like, I hope he doesn't poop. I really hope
yeah,
he doesn't. That would ruin my day. But they just the explosion they got out of it was so crazy.
yeah,
It made me jump out of my seat because I was just expecting like a oh yay, but it was just
yeah.
boom. I'm like,
No,
oh my god.
the guy that's doing the pooping, that's either Dave England from the ones that where he goes into this random like yard sale. And he did this in like I remember him doing it in the department store, like in one of the movies. Like he goes to the bathroom in a department store. It's like when you see those funny things, everybody tries to go to the bathroom on those fake toilets or whatever. And then he goes to the bathroom, he gets shot up.
Ah!
And
Oh,
then and then Preston Lacey pooped his pants when they're about to do the Dirty Dancing sketch, which is the one where they're like where Preston was about to hold up somebody. They're like the iconic scene in Dirty Dancing, like that skit never happened, but it was listed in the article about. And Preston's like, I pooped him. I pooped him.
I was like, oh, please don't show it. And they started showing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Um, the
that's
next
the
one they have listed here was the Buzzard, where they had where they're the graveyard and they put meat on Wee Man and Steve-O and Chris Pontius, or I think they're like dressed up or something. I think they did it back in their old, and they showed the comparison of before and now. And this giant bird Buzzard is eating out at Wee Man.
they're huge.
Huge.
Is just pecking like they have meat packed in like his little man thong, so it's like nipping at once again at the nuts. They're going for it.
And then there's a part where Wee-Man looked like he kicked the bird, and then Jeff Tremaine yells, "Don't kick the bird!" He goes, "I didn't kick the bird," or whatever. And this bird is huge, like
don't hurt the bird, Wee Man.
Don't hurt it. And then it was pretty cool seeing Jasper's dad involved with this. He just got out of jail, and yet they had him like he's involved with this one, and he's involved with the spider game, which poor Danger Aaron, like he lost, and yet he got stunned by the spider or whatever that is. I mean, that one, we don't have to talk about that one as much. We just mentioned it. That it's a lot of stuff is not really meant, like, you don't really want to watch. But then again, you're kind of intrigued. But seeing the dad trying to, like, have the bird on his wrist.
He was just freaking out and just kept flapping. Just hold the bird. He's just like, no. That dad was afraid of everything. I liked how Jasper explained it. He's like, if it's not in the hood, my dad's afraid of it. And I'm like, tarantulas and buzzards are definitely not in the hood.
Yeah.
I would be scared of those too. Like, none of that.
No. The next one on our list, was the mind game. And this one was the true Rachel Wolfston, like, MVP moment. So essentially, they're mimes. They're playing the quiet game. And as Knoxville says, to play the quiet game, each one has to step up and do something. Kind of like that game Silent Library on MTV back when that day where they have to do random stuff. So this one, Rachel had to lick the electric lollipop. You're wondering, what is an electric lollipop? Oh, it's a taser. They just named it. So, goal of this game is to stay quiet while you're for paying. And yeah. And Rachel licks the lollipop, licks it full on.
She did it.
And she didn't scream at all.
She didn't even really flinch. She was just I'm like, you can see it going up her tongue. I'm like, girl, whoa.
You badass on this one.
What a beast.
She's not in it as often. I think she's watching from the sideline, but the stuff that she's involved with, oh man. MVP, one of the MVP right there, for me. But then the Danger Aaron is hold my beer. I'm doing something more extreme. And then he had Poopies. He had to get a kiss by a rattlesnake.
Oh, I was like,
That was
do I
brutal.
give it a kiss?
Give
Eh,
oh we didn't get a good one on that one. You got to do it
you got to do it
again.
again. That
And
wasn't a good bite.
he didn't scream at all, and I was shocked.
It just got him right
Oh yeah,
there.
right in the nose.
I was cracking up when they asked the trainer if the snake was venomous, and he was just like, "Eh." I was like, "Eh."
Yeah, and then Steve-O, the skateboard guillotine, and Steve-O was like, "Well, you want it middle range?" He wants it all the way up,
All the way
and
up.
you're wondering, guillotine, does that mean you cut off your head? No, not in this one. He goes feet first into the thing, and Knoxville goes one, drops it immediately drops, doesn't count the three. Steve-O loses. Steve-O
Steve was
screams,
like, "Oh!"
and he's like, "We have our winners, we have our losers, and then we have Steve-O."
I was like, man, that was the most painful one. But it was like, it's a skateboard dropping from hecka high up right on your shins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, would I rather get bit in the face by a snake or have a skateboard dropped on my shins? I don't know.
I'd take the taser.
The taser? Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe
But,
I take the taser. Oh, it's hard to judge what hurts less in this type of movie.
I'm just glad I'm not doing the stuff. That's why they said, like, hence the warnings before. Do not try this at home. They were doing by trained professionals. Professionals.
I was not planning professionals. Yeah, I was not planning on doing any of these stunts.
No,
except maybe Party Boy.
Yeah, especially not this next one, the magic trick. Oh man, poor Knoxville. Like, hence Steve-O said that was the one with the bull where he tries to do the magic trick, and Knoxville gets a full-on concussion with this. Getting concussions when you're 50 and above, it's not like Knoxville's 49, so might be okay what Steve-O says, but man, Knoxville, I gotta give him props, man. He takes a beating. Yeah, he did, and he was out.
And he just when you see him land in slow motion, like his shoulder must have been jacked up too, and then his head just bounces off the ground. I'm like,
it's the same bull from Jackass 2 when he does the blindfold with. And
it's the same. It's the same bull.
I believe it's the same bull.
Oh, so it remembers him. It was like, oh, this is the guy that likes to get hit by me.
Mr. Mean, maybe. I don't know the full name, but yeah, this one was hard to watch too. But it was, he suffered. Knoxville sustained a brain hemorrhage on more than one occasion during Jackass Forever. You see it in real time, then on repeat. He goes, and that said, it's almost worth it for the suspension of disbelief, however, goes slack. That said, it's almost worth it for the two phrases Knoxville says after he gets strapped to the gurney. Did we get it? Tremaine lets me they did. Then that bull didn't effing like magic. This is what Knoxville cares more about anything, even when his brain is bleeding. His life's work, his passion, his madness. It's so stark. Yes.
He did that for us.
Before we get to the other ones, we got to talk about the second best stunt in the movie, the cup test.
I was like, oh, that was also one of my favorites, but oh god.
If you want to know one thing what cup test is, essentially you wear a cup, like whoever is wearing a cup, and they do damage to it just to see that. Knoxville did it back in the show where he got kicked in the nuts by girls and all that, just the random stuff that they did, like sledgehammer, 8-ball, whatever. They did a lot of stuff to Knoxville's nuts. Danger Aaron takes the MVP on that one for this one, for all the stuff. Like when they lied to him, yeah, you're going up against a lightweight.
We're kidding. UFC lightweight.
A UFC lightweight heavyweight champion. He took, like, they did 4 of these. Every single one got funnier and funnier to the last one where you just cringed. Like, oh, no, I cannot believe I just saw that. And this is the one that made the cameraman puke multiple times.
Oh, yeah. When Francis Ngannou walked up, he's like, that's not a lightweight.
His face was like, Urgh! And then you see the dent in the cup when, like, after, like, he put the dent in that. I think the funniest one for me was the softball one, because Aaron was, like, kind of like, by the professional softball player and Eric Andre. He's like, this is definitely not a Mensa convention, like or whatever. Like, and you see him on the sidelines, like watching, and then seeing the girl's reaction after she nails him right in the nuts, and she's like, yes.
He's like, there's nothing soft about this book.
And then the slap shot, that was the funniest. And he's like not even wearing any like jackets or anything. He's like going full on ice. He's taking a slap shot to the nuts. Like, hence this one was the most nut shot one. This was so funny. This was so funny. Yet you feel for Aaron, but you just could not stop laughing. Like, I'm sorry, I couldn't stop laughing during this moment. It was so funny. It's my second favorite stunt that they did, but you feel bad. And then the pogo stick was the worst.
I felt like I was gonna throw up with the pogo stick, and he's just getting closer. And then, like, as soon I was just like, no, I can't watch, but I watched anyway. And then they got it, and then when they started like, oh look, is that blood? And then I was like, no. That's when I was just like, oh god, I'm gonna be sick.
There was no, and then the cameraman was going off, like it's like not off, like cussing, like he was barfing like crazy, and I was like, I feel so bad for Aaron. Oh, yeah, that one that was, it was funny, but when you watch it, you can skip over the pogo stick portion of it because that one was brutal to watch.
That one was,
but the whole skit itself was hysterical. And then that leads into the other one that Aaron did, was the lie detector. That was funny. This was a funny one. It was, they're like trying to get Aaron's answer, ask him, are you allergic to bees? Yes. Why are you lying to us? So they had him out like he's on death row, and like they shocking
him.
And then Knox was like having a good time with it, and then they're covering him with honey and salmon, and this giant bear comes up to him, and the bear's like gunning for his stomach. He's trying to get the food, and then the bear just suddenly goes off, and that's when the trainers are right there to stop him. But Aaron, man,
that made me so terrified for him. Like, and the bear is just sniffing, and Johnny Knoxville's like, please try to stay calm, Aaron, and then shocks him. Aaron, please, no sudden movements. This is and then when it's like the bear just started like pawing open his shirt and like trying to go in to get the salmon, and I'm just like, oh, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. You just see the trainer like, okay, I gotta go in. Which is also really cool how like a bear trainer is able to just like grab a bear and be like, no, go get. And the bear's just like, okay, leave. It was like, oh, that was hilarious. Just especially with Johnny Knoxville just continuously shocking him, but also so terrifying. And Lightweight got upset. Like, why would you put him in that situation? That's too far almost.
Yeah. And then the other one they did was the electric dance. This was a funny one because you see Pontius dressed like wearing wearing a dress and he's not wearing anything under it because of course. And you see, like, it was hard to figure out what was really going on. Is the actual floor electric, or was it just the seat that Tyler the Creator was sitting on? And I just remember Tyler the Creator because he showed up on the Eric Andre show once. And like when he got introduced, like he shows up, starts destroying stuff on Eric's desk, and he's like, "What the heck's going on?" And then him like, hey, your dad's watching. It's not even his dad. And he's crying. And he's like, we accomplished a lot. And this random guy comes out and like, we need to investigate 311. They just get up and start dancing. Like, this, it's nonchalant. Like, again, if you haven't seen the Eric Andre show, watch it. It's like 11 minutes. That's they're the shortest late night. If they're doing a riff on the late night talk show, it's the shortest late night talk show ever. It's 11 minutes. And they do stuff to the guests, and they do stuff to the public. It's so funny. All of them are on it. All the episodes are on Hulu. But yeah, seeing Tyler the Carrier, and then him getting shocked, and him getting all pissed off at Jeff. He's like, "Hey Jeff, why don't you sit on this, or somebody sit on this so he can tase them or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was kind of funny."
Just watching everyone dancing on the like shock tiles was hilarious, and you knew Tyler. It was funnier because he was getting suspicious. He's like, "Hold up, I'm standing up. What's underneath this seat?" Like, what's underneath? Like, totally caught it, and they just just like, no, it's so we can pick up the sound. You're fine. And then as soon as he sits back down, like, uh, I love it when they electrocute each other. That
Yeah, that's just funny. I
funny.
believe the last one they did. Oh no, they did another one where Pontius's dick was clamped, and that's when he's doing the pogo stick. I was like, no, why are they doing
Oh,
that?
it was like the ping pong
Yeah,
paddle. They flattened. He like put his penis in this thing
yeah,
and like tightened it all the way so it was like it was like paper thin,
yeah,
a paper thin penis. And I'm like, why? Why must you hurt your penis? Oh, and then they started using it to play ping pong.
yeah.
I'm like, oh no,
I forgot about that one. I was like, yep, okay.
can't do that.
No, I think this was the last. I believe this was the last stunt. I mean, if we forgot anything, let us know in the comments below. But definitely, like, this is all from memory and also this article. But the last one was the vomit torum. It was the one where on the they're on the tilt-a-whirl thing while they spun it really fast, while they shot explosives around them, while they shot them with paintballs, and like they had to drink this colored milk. And I was like, did they dye the milk by each color of their shirt? Like, that cannot taste good.
Yeah. I, I kind of didn't like that one. Just like I liked it at first. It was like, all right, drink a bunch of milk, and then we spin. Like that part was fun. But then when they came out with like the explosives and the paintballs and just started shooting at them, it was kind of like it was doing a little bit too much. And again,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, I was kind of looking forward to seeing what happens when they throw up on each other.
Yeah.
You know, like as disgusting as that sounds, but that
I think
one was doing a little too much. I was like, I don't
it
really
was the
care.
final stunt, so that makes sense. And I think they wanted to do as much to freak them out. I think that
Yeah.
was the whole point of it. And then them getting shot by the paintballs, that was pretty funny. But yeah, I believe that was the last thing that they did in the movie. And then they had the montage at the end with the other stuff that they couldn't run. That's where you see Party Boy with the old people, and then that's when you had the nice little tribute to Ryan Dunn, like having him like showing like images of him like doing the stuff back then, and with the old guys, and seeing Rab himself. Still remember the cameraman, him doing the bungee wedgie, and then it's like, and then he's a cameraman on the Jackass set. Like it's just, it was nice seeing that tribute, and like, and that makes me want more. Because it was a nice, like, it felt like I was bummed when it ended because I wanted to watch more. I could have watched 3 hours of this.
Yeah, that was my issue. I was just like, oh, this is only an hour and a half. Like it just suddenly ends. And I'm like, oh, like I know they have to put themselves through more pain in order to make the movie longer, which, you know, I don't want them to have to do that.
Yeah.
But still, I wanted it to be just a little longer.
I think all of the other ones have been around that same runtime, about an hour and a half, hour and 36, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think they've done that, but then that's why they came out with the 2.5 and 3.5 movies, and then the actual show itself. They did so much stuff on that show. Like, we'll definitely have to review the other movies because I want to keep talking about Jackass, because the movies. This was the best rated one. This was certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It takes them 4 movies to get in the high 80s.
Yeah.
Every movie got better by the ratings because critics
I think that it's just by now Rotten Tomatoes, like at least the critics on there know what to expect. Yeah. And they're just like, all right, we're grading it. We're rating it by how funny the pranks are. Instead, like, I guess back then they're just like, no, this isn't.
There's no plot to it. And like bad rating.
Yeah.
Then you're a jackass, sir. Because if you reviewing it for the fake of a plot, just stop. If you really thought there was gonna be plot with these movies, I want a giant hand from the Jackass movies just to bitch slap you right across the face. Like, yeah, don't go expecting plot for this, because that's the whole point. There's no plot. It's just them doing the stuff that they couldn't do on TV. Mm-hmm. It's entertaining for us, but yeah, I mean, again, this was a great movie. It was a nice little start. Like, this is the first movie I watched out of 2022. It was great. It most likely be in my top movies of 2022. I mean, I had a great time with this, and that's the whole point of this. It's an hour and a half of like turning your brain off, not even bothering about the outside world or what's going on, and just laughing and crying your ass off for an hour and a half, nonstop. if the thing's cringeworthy, you're laughing still. Even if it's cringe, you're laughing. And that's the whole point of this. Like, definitely, this is not for kids. Don't go bring your kids to see this.
Don't take your kids. I saw kids at the theater when I was watching it. Like, it was just like this family, and there was like, I'm guessing like 8 to 9 year olds, like 3 of them, and I'm like, what are they doing here? Don't take your kids.
I said the same thing to Ted. They brought, well, that one was funny because they were just like the teddy bear, and these, Mommy, it's teddy bear. Can you see this movie? And you see kids being brought in that, or that movie Savages with Oliver Stone. So a whole family walked in on the opening sequence, which is a sex scene. I was like,
well, yeah, kids, we have to have the talk early.
Yeah, like your kids are gonna ask you a lot of questions about this movie right from the get go. What's that? No, just to save yourself some trouble. Watch this while they're asleep, and watch it in the most soundproof room in your basement, so they don't hear you laughing and they want to know, what are you watching? Can I watch this? Hence,
can I watch it with you, Daddy?
No. Just say no. Just say no. Yeah, I think that's everything else I can think of. Is there anything else you want to say about this movie, Alex?
It's surprisingly wholesome. That is something I wanted to bring up. I like just, once again, seeing everyone together, and you can tell they missed doing this. They're having so much fun. They're so happy to see each other. But I also liked how they were treating the new cast members. They weren't, the cast members were like going through the ringer, but it wasn't like they were being hazed into the group. It was just kind of like, hey, watch how cool these people are, because if there is going to be a Jackass 5, they're going to be the main cast members.
Them on.
They're cheering them on, hyping them up. And I was like, this is really sweet.
It's like a family.
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting to feel that watching this movie, but nice little touch to it.
I mean, it's like, seems like they all were like cheering each other on. They're there for each other. Like they've been like, I mean, they've seen how great they treated the new cast, and the new cast seem to have a great time do this. Like, there's good people in this world, and Knoxville just seems to be that down to earth guy, unless you piss him off. But Knoxville just seems to be the down to earth guy.
If they pulled the pranks on you, that means they love you.
Yeah, if they didn't love you, they didn't pull pranks on you. That's the motto. If you get pranked on, you're okay. If you don't, you need to do something to get pranked.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got. It was a great movie. Definitely try to see this when you can. It's already made $61 million already on a $10 million budget. So I'm thinking we'll probably get a Jackass 5. I'm like,
it's like, hey, we made a lot of money, so guess what you guys are gonna have to do.
they made bank. These movies have, like, some of them made like over 100 plus. Like Jackass 3D made a ton of money, and like
ton of money. I remember that.
Yeah, and this was pre-pandemic and stuff back in 2013. No, it was 2011 actually. So yeah, but well, thanks again for joining me, Alex. And this was a great review. I had a fun time talking about Jackass, and I definitely wanted us to review the other movies, because the stunts just get better in the other movies. Like,
oh yeah,
Medicine Ball, Dodgeball in the Dark. You wonder what that is? It's exactly what you think it is. Dodgeball and Medicine Balls while in the dark. That was fun. Let's never do that again. But the stunts get extreme, like they get more intense as that, and then you get to see more Ryan Dunn, more Bam, more of the crew, which I like the originals better, but it was great. Like, I wish Dunn was here, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he would have a great time with this.
He would have been cool.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the and comment below. And you should definitely subscribe and like, because we're over 900 subscribers. So yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for that, and I know John will felt the same too when he wants to thank everybody for for subscribing to the page, and we put a lot of time and effort into this. So being able to hit the 900 thresh mark is just awesome. And for all our 900 plus subscribers, make sure if you haven't done so already, make sure you click that notification bell at the bottom right corner of your screen. That lets you know what else we got going on for that. I know, speaking of that, Alex and I will be back on Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and 9 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to be covering probably one of the greatest international action movies I've ever seen. The Raid Redemption. So you've seen the movie, tune in. If you haven't, find it and watch it because
Watch it.
the choreography is absolutely top notch. Like you're not getting shaky cam, you're getting legit.
You're getting art.
You're getting martial
arts
on crack. I mean, in a good way, because it's absolutely insane. The action sequences are absolutely insane with this movie, and you get an early Sub-Zero is in this movie too. Joe Talisman is in this movie. So anyway, click the notification bell so you can know we'll be back on Thursday for the Raid Redemption. And if you want to donate to the channel, go to www.gofundme.com//Movie Lovers Unite podcast/donate. You don't have to. I know the times are tough with the pandemic and everything. So $5-10 if you can, that'd be great. If not, that's okay too. Just make this in that like and subscribe button. Is great too. Before I finish, Alex, where can everybody find you at? Sorry.
Oh, you can also find me at my YouTube channel, A-Town Reviews. I try to post videos twice a week. You can also find me on Twitter or Instagram at ATownAlex3. So give me a follow, hit me up. Let's talk about movies.
Yeah, it's a great page. I've already subscribed, and I wanted to hear what you thought about Uncharted. I'm looking forward to seeing that movie, honestly, because that movie made bank. It did really well at the box office.
It did,
and I'm happy on that. I'm happy because it's a video game movie. It's a whole video game curse, and it's nice that I think it's gonna break that. At least until Batman. Again, I don't care about Batman, but I know Batman's gonna like make bank at the box office. But I hear it's nice and fun. So again, I'm hoping to check out Uncharted at some point. We'll see. I played the games, so either way,
you'll probably be sad.
Probably, but not again. I like Mark Wahlberg, and I like the banner between him and Tom Holland. But either way, that's for another day. We're also doing a fundraiser for St. Jude's. We're teaming up with Two Blurred Girls podcast for a fundraiser for like, and all the proceeds will go to St. Jude. It's a great organization too. They're helping fight cancer, and they're helping trying to get kids rid of cancer, which is true to my heart because I had cancer when I was a kid. So yeah, I mean, I didn't get help from them. I got help from Children's, but they're all working in tandem to stop kids from getting cancer or protect them and help them, and that's what we need. And so we're just like, it's just letting you know of a fundraiser there. Again, follow us on our follow Alex at A-Town Reviews. Great channel there. Mentioned the GoFundMe. If you want to be a part of our Patreon, please feel free to clicking the link in the description below for our Patreon. We're trying to work on the kinks of it a little bit, maybe edit it a little bit. We're in that figuring out phase. But if you want to join our Patreon, feel free do that as well. You can follow us on Facebook on Movie Lovers Unite on Facebook over there. We're on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unit. Somehow the Twitter doesn't like the E, so they just like our unit. Whatever, I don't know. At the at symbol Movie Lovers Unit on Twitter there, and that's everywhere else where you can reach us at. And you can also get in touch with us at movieloversunite@gmail.com. So if you want to be on the show, you want to like sponsor us, leave an email there, and that's everywhere else where you can reach us at. So thank you, Alex, again for joining me tonight. I definitely want to do more Jackass stuff. So have a great night, everybody. Yeah, I'll let you know. Like, we just got to figure out when to do it. But everybody, go out and be a jackass. Not literally. Like, don't do any of the stunts you see there, but just go out and just be jackasses to each other. And that means just have a good time. Have time with your friends. Love your friends. Like, just hang out, have a good time with your friends, and we'll see you guys next time. Sorry.